From WCI 3 Plus, with your host, Kevin Lighty, this is Behind the Forecast.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome in. It's another edition of Behind the Forecast. That's me, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lighty here, WCIA. You can follow me on all of these random places. I don't say they're random, but they're places that you can see up here in the corner. I never know where to point. It's right there. It's Behind the Forecast, baby. Excited to be back here with you once again as we talk about what's going on in the weather world. And we're going to be talking to meteorologist Adam Sherwinski for part 2 with him as we kind of get to know him a little bit more. If you didn't see part 1, you can go back and watch that in some of the previous episodes. We talked to Jacob, we talked to Seth, and so we're wrapping things up here with Adam, so go check that out. But first, we have to go to our viral weather videos of the week, and we start with video number 5. And so this, you're saying, what am I looking at here? Well, let's get a little bit closer. This is the Albuquerque 53rd Annual International Balloon Fiesta. That's right. Hot air balloons. Always love, seeing hot air balloons. Think it's so cool what they do. Of course, we have the balloons over Vermilion down here. Another one we went to last year down near Shelbyville. And so various balloon launches that take place and balloon events. I always love to see those. So a big event down there in Albuquerque. They are big on their hot air balloons down there. So you can see, just look at all those people that are down there as well. They have a little bit less wind to deal with, in my opinion. Wind is a big thing. Let's keep kind of the theme going here with fall and color. And yeah, that's exactly what you're looking at in Vermont. We say hello. Okay, I'm not as familiar with this place, but I'm going to try to pronounce the name Chittenden, Vermont, is what we're calling it here. So some drone video down there capturing the images that you see right here of some of that color. So we're giving that our number 4 video here of the week. Love seeing that. We're going to start to see a lot more of that, I think, in the coming weeks around here locally. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's go to video number 3. And here we go again in Hawaii. Mount Kilauea volcano is spewing once again. Its latest eruption. You can see the footage there. Fiery display, molten rock rising, powerful blast. Now, Kilauea is the most active volcano, okay, and is a central feature of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. So just look at that. That is just amazing to see that. I would love to see. I've been to Hawaii once. Didn't get close to a volcano erupting. I would love to see it. Iceland, I've been to Iceland too. They are really active as well. So I'm hoping one day I'll get to see it. Okay, switching gears to something not so great. Okay, this is Mount Everest. Okay, if you're familiar, lots of people every year go to try to climb this, and a lot of times it doesn't end up great. Well, some hikers there got stranded, and so they're trying to rescue them. Teams with horses and oxen have been trekking their way through this deep snow to try to get up there. So they're getting this snow up there. It's actually a freak October snowstorm is what they're calling it. It's not as common. And so they're out there trying to rescue some of the people there. Hundreds more, I believe, to be stranded there. So thoughts and prayers with those up there. But obviously a dangerous thing, and people know it as they get into it there. But just some wild stuff coming out of Mount Everest there. So hope for the best for them. All right, switching gears back again. This will be a number 1 viral video. This is wild to me. NASA. Imagine seeing this. A parachute. Something hanging low from it. And suddenly it lands on your farm. That's right. This is near Plainview, Texas. What is this thing? Well, it's a NASA research tool. I guess they launched this thing to record some various measurements. But some winds took it off course, came down on a parachute onto Ann Walters and her family's farmland. So there it came down, taking a picture in front of it. I guess the winds changed. I guess NASA eventually came and said, okay, we'll take that off your hands. Thanks a lot. Some pretty wild stuff there. At least it wasn't like, a meteor or something coming down rogue. At least it came down with a parachute. Wild stuff. All right. Speaking of wild, we're going to bring back in Adam Sherwinski. He's our guest here this week with Part 2 of his interview is coming up behind the forecast. Welcome back into Behind the Forecast. I'm so excited to have you guys back with us once again another week. And we've been on this kick talking to our own team. But it's the last week here of kind of getting to know all the guys here on the team. Talked to meteorologist Jacob Dickey, meteorologist Seth Bonehoff. And now in here once again, hold on here. I want to make sure I get it right because we need the applause. Meteorologist Adam Sherwinski. We spare no expenses here with the sound effects that we're able to deliver on Behind the Forecast. It's our thing. Thanks for coming back with us again.
Yes.
Ready to talk some more? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. So let's talk a little bit about. So everybody is a meteorologist. They've got their favorite weather. Like I'm a big severe weather guy. That's my jam. Some people would rather not even cover, they'd rather be sunny and 78. Some people like snow. Some people like, the fall weather. What is meteorologist Adam Sherwinski's favorite type of weather? Now, you can answer this from a perspective of whether to cover or just whether to enjoy and be in. So I'll let you answer that kind of a multifaceted way.
Question, because sometimes it also depends on what else is going on. If I've got a busy schedule, if I've got, other things I want to get done, if I've got, if I'm actually out in it. I don't know. Severe weather's fun, but I don't want to go on a hike with severe weather happening. I've done that once. I don't ever want to do it again. And no, we got hurt. That's the good news. But I think my favorite weather really to be out in and enjoy is the fall. I love fall. I'm so excited we're in fall. It doesn't feel like it, though.
Where is fall, Adam? I'm blaming you since you are the one that starts things out in the mornings every day. You're supposed to get things rolling, and fall has not arrived.
You know what? I'm going to do what I normally do, and I'm just going to kick this off over to Jacob.
Blame Jacob. There we go.
It's
I'm
easy.
good.
We can both equally agree.
Blame Jacob.
Blame
Jacob's fault.
I agree. I was usually by September, we have at least had a couple days where it's like, oh, fall's here. I like the crisp air, which we've had in the mornings, but I don't like the heat in the afternoon. Which makes the summer, it's kind of like the reward from getting through a steamy, hot, corn sweat filled summer is you get a nice fall here in Central Illinois. You get nice colors, you get all that, and pumpkins and football. I love fall and chili. Oh, I'm getting hungry because I haven't had lunch yet. But I will say that usually that's my favorite to be out in, for a long hike, a walk. I like to be outdoors, fish. I love to fish in that kind of weather. That's why I try to do it early in the day. During the summertime, and then you can do it a little bit longer when it's slightly cooler out and you're not sweating bullets. But that's my favorite to be in when it's nice, maybe I guess temperature-wise, depends on the time of year, but I would say 65, 60, a little bit of a breeze, all the way up to maybe 75, 78, depending on where you're at in the U.S. But I really like that kind of weather. When it comes to actual coverage, I do like severe weather for the fact that it's something to talk about, and there's a lot to talk about here. We can break it down. We can splice out what the things, not every severe weather event's exactly the same. They're always slightly different in some regard, whether it's timing, what the main hazards are going to be, what the setup overall is with the, synoptic or mesoscale level. And if there's anything else going on, if we have severe weather during football season, that's going to be a big problem for the Fighting Illini. If we have severe weather, during the spring, there's usually baseball to be concerned with. So, just kind of depends on that, what's that going to be impact locally? Have we had multiple rounds of severe weather? Is this our first one we've had in quite some time? So that kind of also has, hey, we got to remember to bring back our flashcards of, hey, this is what we do in severe weather. This is what happens. These are our alerts that we have to be more mindful of. It all just kind of, I like severe weather coverage because it's a little bit more diverse. I will say it's nice to forecast when it's like this, when it's hot and dry and pretty much every day is the same. It's easy, but that's the problem. It's boring. When you get on air, it's like, I've said this for 30,000 bajillion times this week, what the weather is going to be like. How can I rephrase it for the 90th time in a row?
Yeah. Like how do you do that so you work the morning show.
Right.
So you're a different animal than what we are in the evenings in that people are usually only sticking around maybe 5 or 10 minutes or something. They're getting the kids ready for school. It's they're kind of coming and going. You've got a lot of weather hits, and I can't imagine what it's had to been like you for the past couple of months.
So for me, it's like, okay, how do I say it's been nice for a lot of time? Thank goodness football season's happening, because I could talk about last week, like USC's coming to town. Hey, it's a lot like what they would have down there in Southern California. Okay, we can kind of tie that in that there's a game going on, or we can tie in the fact that this is having an impact on our trees. I especially when I do CI living, I'm like, hey, we've had the leaves falling, but not because it's been crisp and cold and fall-like. It's because they need water. So, talking about the agriculture aspect of it too, now that we're in season, and, now that it's also hot and dry, we can also talk about fire weather too and the concerns there. So there are some elements we can throw in, and not every time, because I don't get a full 3 minutes plus in the mornings, like Jacob and, Kevin get, because you guys get a full, this is our weather forecast blocked out, unless I'm doing the 9 o'clock or the noon or whatever. But
your hits are a lot shorter in the mornings.
They're like a minute and a half, sometimes a minute, depending if somebody else goes long. They're very short, bite-sized. Here's the forecast. Here's some things to keep in mind. I have to do the commuter forecast. It's like, hey, this is what you're going to expect when you're heading to work and when you're heading home, because, you got to know if you're taking an umbrella to work or not taking an umbrella to work. If you take your sunshine or sunglasses for the sunshine or not. So yeah, it's a little bit different, especially when we have snow. Is actually something that's kind of grown on me. I used to not be a big fan of snow, obviously, as I said before. But I will say that when we get snow forecasts and I get to actually be out in it, that's when it's kind of fun. Like we had one day, I think it was last year, I want to say last winter or the winter before, where we just had a big, just boom, snow happen. Yeah, it must have been last year. That's the past one, but the one before, past season. And I just remember it just snowed a lot harder than we anticipated. I mean, no one really anticipated it. I remember bringing in the car into the part of the garage and saying, here's my demonstration. We're doing a quick live shot out here. All right, here we go. This is Tom, my car, and we're going to show you how to brush them off. And you can see how much snow's gotten on Tom and doing stuff in the weather garden with that. So I like when we can be creative with snow. I feel like snow live shots can be kind of creative, and they're fun. They're pretty much like, okay, don't drive X, Y, and Z. These roads are out. Here's when we can expect snow totals to be, and here's when we can expect the snow to come to a close, and here's the temperature. So, I mean, it's weird as I've gotten into, because back in Joplin, we never had snow. I mean, I remember we had 2 inches and the world lost its mind. I mean, it's like, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to go get something to eat. It's like, I'm going to drive in the snow. Now, ice is a different animal. I still don't like ice storms. But I will say that, it kind of depends on what time of year, what mood I'm in, and what else is going on. So it kind of flows. I will say I also do like chasing. I really liked it in college. But it's nice when I don't have to be, I really enjoy a thunderstorm when I don't have to cover a thunderstorm, if that makes sense. So I remember I was at home with mom and dad. I think I enjoy it. I can appreciate it more is what I should really say. I was visiting mother and father back home, and I just remember a thunderstorm rolled in. I was like, oh, a little cell. It's just nice to not have to post about it, talk about it on air, and just be a part of the thunderstorm and listen to it and, kind of enjoy it a little bit. And then it was gone. So, I mean, sometimes I like it like that. Sometimes I like it when we have a thunderstorm and it's like, hey, it's finally raining, guys. I'm going to be so excited when we finally get rain in the forecast. It's going to be a great day.
Are we going to finally get rain? Let's get some rain.
I don't know, Kevin. Are we going to finally get some rain?
Are we going to finally get fall? Are we going to finally get some fall temperatures here? I think it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And what you kind of touched on a little bit there, this summer has been so long and, it's prevented us from maybe being able to go out and do things that we would normally be doing by this time of the year, which leads me into what are some of the things you like to do? What are some of your hobbies? What are the things outside of work that you're really into?
I go to the gym all the time with my co-worker, I should say co-anchor. Our anchor, Mitchell, we go to the gym all the time after work. We were just getting done the other day. We went and lifted. So I like to go to the gym. I like to go to Illini games. I've been an Illini fan since I want to say 2005, back when the Illini were really good and went to the national championship. Not that I really liked basketball that much, but I was like, you know what? I could follow the Illini. Plus, mom's side of the family are really big into the Illini. Love the Cubs. I like to watch the Cubs. I like to watch the Bears. I like watching golf more than playing golf, if that makes any sense. But yeah.
Yes, I get that. I'm the same.
It's like I'll watch it.
I'll watch
cool,
golf,
but I'm not gonna really go out there. I'm really bad on the course. I like to hike a lot and go fishing. Video games. I'm a really big video game guy. Board games are fun too. I'm trying to think of what else. I feel like I can do pretty much anything. I was like, if I find something to do, I'm like, I'm gonna go do that today. I'll go to wrestling matches at U of I because I'm like, I used to wrestle in high school. I love watching wrestling. Volleyball, my mom will come down for volleyball matches. She played in college too. So yeah, I just like to find things to do. If it's nice out, I like to be outdoors. If it's hot and humid, like it was this summer, I find myself inside a lot more.
So I think we're both on the same page, looking forward to some of that fall weather to get out and enjoy nature a little bit. You like a little nature, a little getting out there?
What's funny is that I feel like I'm like the nature guy when we do kickers and stuff in the morning. It's like, oh, it's a nature one. Just have Adam read it. And it's like, yeah, if it's about ancient history or just history in general, if it's about weather, if it's about animals, or if it's about, prehistoric creatures, I'm the number one guy. It's like, I just have Adam read it. It's like, all right, so this is what I know.
Do you have like a favorite place you like to go in Central Illinois? Something that you really like?
Love Lake of the Woods over in Muhammad. I know that's kind of cliche, but I used to go there all the time. When 2016, when I was interning here, I'd go to Lake of the Woods and go for a walk. That's back when Pokemon Go was really big.
Pokemon Go.
I'd play Pokemon Go out there, and I'd be out there for hours, and I'd come back, and my grandpa would go, "What'd you get? Anything new?" I was like, "I got 3 new ones." I had 3 new ones in 5 hours, so not a great day, but we tried. I like to walk around town too, just to get my legs moving. I like to do cardio, but not like running. I can't do running, but I like to at least get my heart rate up a little bit more after lifting. What else do I like to go? I like to go to Meadowbrook over there in Urbana. Haven't been in quite a bit. I'm trying to think of other spots around here. I haven't been to Homer Lake yet. That's on my list, is to go to Homer Lake.
You got like a favorite restaurant or anything?
Oh, favorite restaurant. Oh, here in Champaign or just in general?
Central Illinois. You can be Central Illinois.
Okay.
That's not a chain kind of thing. Is there any specific spot
So not Taco Bell, but I could do a local. Could I do a local chain?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course, local. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Not here in this part of Central Illinois, but I do like Avanti's over there in Bloomington Normal, and Peoria. That's one of my favorite spots when I go back. Here, I like to go pretty much anywhere. There's not really a specific spot that I'm like, this is the number one spot. I do like going to Smith Burger a lot. I love a good cheeseburger. Plus they have the bar there. There's a lot of good amenities right there. And I remember going with my dad. I think the first time we went, we sat there with our order. It's like, is someone gonna serve us? And we look over. I think we've been here for half an hour. We have to go actually.
You have to go place your own order.
Place our order. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm trying to think of other. I like Watson's is pretty good. Oh man, you put me on the spot with that one. I like food. I mean, I'm a big guy. I like food. So if you're like, let's go, I'm gonna go there. Let's go.
Yeah, just like to hear the local flair and places that you may like to go to. Let's switch gears just a little bit and kind of go back to a little bit more of kind of the weather meteorology kind of aspect of things. Weather is obviously super important. How do you kind of see? There's a lot kind of in flux with. Funding for whether it's the Weather Service and other things and whatnot. How do you kind of foresee meteorology in the future and kind of what the future holds, I guess, for this kind of profession in general?
So I've got friends who work in the National Weather Service, and a lot of them who do research too that rely on grants and stuff from the federal government or from the National Weather Service or from their universities that they work for. Weather's in a weird spot right now because of, where things are. But I will say that I could see it. I don't know if it's going to happen. This is more of I wouldn't say pessimistic, but more of one view is that one route we could take is it's more privatized. We could see more of the weather forecast being one of those where you have to pay for a subscription or something like that, or have to pay for, okay, I'm going to pay to this company to get a forecast, which some places already do, and they do a good job on their forecasts too. But I could see that happening. So that's something that is a possibility. I could also see, research kind of being also privatized, possibly. Or I could see, a lot of research projects are kind of stalled out or they're cut back quite a bit, just depending on how funding goes. So it's an interesting time to be a meteorologist for sure. I know I've talked to a lot of them this summer. Went to a wedding with a bunch of meteorologists, and it was ironic because everyone asked everybody, hey, is it going to rain? The non-meteorologists like, is it going to rain? Is it going to rain? I'm like, you got like 30 of us here, and I'm off the clock, so I'm not going to tell you. No, I would look at radar scope and go, oh yeah, we got maybe a shower or two. We're out in the mountains, so mountain meteorology is a completely different animal.
But the fact.
Yeah, but it's an interesting time. I mean, there's like a couple different avenues, but there's nothing that I could see that this is going to happen. I just like what's going to happen next over the 20 years.
Well, I think weather's never going away.
No, there's still going to be weather. And I think a lot of it also, now that I think about it, is automation. That's the word I was looking for. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Automation and AI are going to be kind of something that I think are still going to be around, trying to give the forecast. They already kind of do. And some programs use the model data and then just kind of take it as raw data, which you shouldn't do, and go from there. But I think I could see AI and that trying to tweak it a little bit and becoming a little bit more prevalent in the forecast world. Not so much from forecasters, but people getting their information. So,
and you kind of like bring up a good point there about, there is a lot of that AI, and you could kind of look at it this way too. Our weather apps are a little bit AI, right?
Yeah, there's a
little bit of that, but there are many things that are on weather apps that don't tell you the full story, which is why they still have to kind of tune in, right? Like that's such a you get that human aspect of things in a different perspective.
And I guess my fear is that people take only the AI and then cut out the human perspective of it. If I say if you see the data says, okay, it's going to be sunny and 75 on whatever day it is, and you don't go into the details like, hey, okay, it's sunny and 75. We haven't had a good rain in a month, so it's going to be dry out there. Also, here's the dew point. What does that mean for us? You can kind of cut into the human side of it. Like, this is how it's going to be the impact for you as you walk outdoors. A robot and raw data can't tell you how you're going to react. We can tell you how you might react to it. Like, hey, you might want to wear a coat. You might want to wear rain boots today. Just as a reminder, because sometimes even I forget my umbrella too. So I like to have that reminder. I was like, oh yeah, I probably need to bring my umbrella today.
How do you on a daily basis take what you learned in school, what you're looking at when you look at these models, to then get it to these bite-sized things that are, consumable for people in the mornings and not so complex?
And that's basically the whole challenge. Is what we have to do is take all this mountain of information that we know, all this mountain of data that's out there, and then kind of combine and say, this is what the forecast is for today. I could sit here and give you all the information you want about certain model data and just raw data and say, this is what this means, this is what this means. And it's like my professor, Dr. Bart Wolf, he said it's like drinking from a fire hose sometimes. There's so much out there. You got to kind of filter what you need to look at. Right now, I'm not really looking at CAPE and instability because it's so dry, and I highly doubt we're going to get any rain anytime soon. Doesn't do me any good to have that information. It's there, but I don't really need it to tell me that it's going to be a dry, sunny day. You got to filter out some of that information to make it so it's more concrete, and then filter it down even more so. I don't want to talk about isobars and talk about, geostrophic theory, and I'm not going to put that in my forecast because
no thermodynamics.
No thermodynamics. I'm not going to put that in there. I'm not going to throw up a skew T and be like, oh yeah, that's today. I mean, look at that. That you can clearly tell what's going to happen today. It's like, no, that's not our job. But our job is to take that and go, here's what it means for you.
And that's what Adam does for you every single morning on the morning show. Make sure you guys tune in. We've got a couple minutes left, so I'm going to do some rapid fire questions for you, just some random stuff here. And you just kind of give me some short answers to these. So here we go. First question is coffee or tea?
Coffee in the morning, tea any other time of the day. So I would say coffee because I need it more often.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise, because I'm up that early to see it all the time.
Are we doing a beach vacation or a mountain retreat?
Mountain.
Okay. If you could control the weather for a day, what would you choose?
Ooh. Right now, because of the way the weather has been, some rain. I want a cold, rainy day. Just fall. I want fall. And I would do that right now. And probably in 3 weeks, I'm like, I want the sunshine to come back.
So I'm guessing maybe your favorite season of the year is?
Actually, it's winter. I'm kidding. No, it's fall.
Wait, what?
No, it's fall. It's fall.
Okay, fall. That's what I thought too. Would you rather live in a snowstorm or through a heat wave?
Oh man, that's a good question. There's so many factors you could throw in there. I guess I'd rather live through a heat wave because with a snowstorm, I'm probably not leaving. I can leave in a heat wave, I guess, but I hope I have AC.
There you go.
I hope I have the amenities I need.
Cats or dogs?
Both. With Pet on the Set, I love both.
That's right.
I would say I'm a dog person who absolutely loves cats, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to have to go with dog in this case because I grew up with dogs, but I love both. And again, Pet on the Set.
There you go.
You'll see both.
If you weren't a meteorologist, what would you be?
Ooh, I love this one because there's a lot of things. At one point, I wanted to be a teacher. That didn't really pan out. When I was real little, I wanted to be a veterinarian. Then I found out how much schooling you had to do, so that didn't pan out. I'm trying to think of other things. I wanted to do something with TV. I like to write. I like to watch TV and consume TV and review TV. So something around that. If you ask Mitchell Rife, our anchor, he will say that Adam should be a voice actor, which I make a lot of funny noises on air and off air. And then I don't know, I like science still, so I still would want to do something at least tangential or like connected with science a little bit. I thought, maybe it's teaching science in some way or educating somebody about science. I don't know, maybe go back to school and do something that's got nothing to do with meteorology and do something like, I don't know, biology or paleontology. So.
Well, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Adam Sherwinski. Hold on. There he is. Thank you. Well, we are glad that you are a part of our weather team as a meteorologist here. Catch him on the morning show every single day. And you never know, he's on the 9, some days the noon. You never know where he'll pop up.
I might pop up in the evening show, please. I hope not.
Yeah, right. Not. I know, right? And vice versa. Right. No offense. Those hours, no offense. All right, that's Adam. Thank you guys for joining us for Behind the Forecast. And we'll see you guys next week for another edition of the show. Have a good one.